Hello students, let's deal with another important topic of the very first chapter of history, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe. The topic is the strange case of Britain. Though it's given in a very brief way in the book, but we shall discuss about it in little bit detail. It's a very interesting account. The case of Britain was considered to be strange in the sense that in Italy the unification has taken place by incorporating its own state. In Germany also the unification takes place by incorporating all the states of Germany, but in the case of Britain we find that it has transformed into a nation state by annexing the neighboring countries, not their own states, by annexing the neighboring countries of Wales, Scotland and Ireland. Later on Ireland became independent, but one part of it still remained under the control of England till today. So that is why the case of Britain is considered to be a strange case. Okay, so let's discuss how Britain became a nation state after incorporating all the three states into their kingdom and imposing the same culture upon them. In England, the foundation of nation state was not the result of a revolution or upheaval. It was not the result of upheaval. Before 18th century, there was no British nation, and British islands were inhabited by different ethnic groups such as English, Welsh, Scot, Irish. They were all having their distinct culture, distinct traditions. And all these ethnic groups had their own cultural and political traditions. But after the glorious revolution of 1688, see, the Parliament of England became supreme power, more power even than that of the king. And that parliament started the process of transforming England into a nation state. Before 1688, England already incorporated one country with it. That country was Wales. Okay, this is England, a single nation. Okay, so before 1688, Wales was incorporated with England. See how the case of Wales. Here, this is the map of Wales. It is situated to the southwest part of England. Wales occupies a peninsula on the western side of England. It was ruled by the Roman at one time from the 1st century AD until the 4th to 5th century AD. However, in 1284, the English king, the king of England, Edward I, you should remember his name, Edward I, he was the first king of England who conquered Wales and made it one of the principality of England. See, Edward I. But after many years of the reign of Edward I, it was during the time of English king of England, Henry VIII. Look at the picture of Henry VIII. It was under the reign of Henry VIII that finally Wales was fully incorporated with England. Okay, it was during the reign of English king Henry VIII, Wales became the full part of England. Okay, by the laws in Wales Act 1535 and 1542 passed during the reign of Henry VIII, the Celtic tradition Wales laws, Wales used to have their own law, but now the Wales laws were abolished and were replaced by English law. Now the people of Wales had to follow the law of England. Okay, so in the legal jurisdiction of England and Wales, we find that Wales became unified with the kingdom of England. Okay, from the since the reign of Henry VIII. And during the period of 19th century, we find that Wales became a leading international coal mining center of England, and Wales played a very, very important role in the development of industries in England. Okay, in fact, Industrial Revolution was started in England for the first time in the world. We all know and it was mainly that industrial revolution was successful. One of the important factor was the coal mining center of Wales. Okay. Then Scotland, another kingdom which was targeted, another state which was targeted by England was Scotland. Scotland always remained an independent kingdom having its own ruler, own administrative system and cultural tradition. Okay, Scotland always remained an independent kingdom. However, from the 11th century, we find that the ruler of Scotland was forced to pay homage, was forced to pay tribute to the English ruler. Okay, from the 11th century. That English ruler was, I think, Henry II, was the first king of England who used to get tribute from the ruler of Scotland. Then in 1296, English King Edward I. Edward I, we have just discussed about him. It was Edward I who has conquered Wales, and it was Edward I who invaded Scotland. Edward I could be considered as an annexationist ruler. He used to annex the neighboring. He wanted to annex all the neighboring kingdom and to unify. He wanted to unify them with England. With that end in view, like that of Wales, Edward I invaded Scotland, and thus began the famous Scottish War of Independence. Okay, the people of Scotland, they started a war for independence. Okay, that wars of Scottish independence were a series of military campaigns fought between the Kingdom of Scotland and the Kingdom of England in the late 13th and 14th century. For many decades, that war of independence continued. And the hero of this war of independence from the side of Scotland, don't forget his name. His name was William Wallace. Okay, he was the leader. In one way we can say that he was the leader of the people of Scotland who fought against the English army in order to safeguard the independence of his country, Scotland. But William Wallace was defeated by the English army, and eventually he was brutally executed in 1305 CE, century, AD, whatever we say. Today we call AD as CE, century. Okay, this is William Wallace. Okay, and in 1707 we find that Scotland became part of the United Kingdom during the reign of Queen Anne. When Queen Anne was the ruler of England, at that time the Act of Union was passed in 1707. Okay, and Scotland became part of the United Kingdom from then onwards. Okay, in this way Scotland also lost its sovereignty at the hand of England. Next, Ireland. Ireland, see, look at the map of Ireland. Ireland is a country to the west of England having their own distinct ethnicity. Ireland was also having its own culture and tradition, and before 1175 AD CE, Ireland remained independent kingdom, though Ireland was dominated and invaded by various foreigners such as Celt, Norsemen, Englishmen, Scotmen. They frequently invaded and dominated the kingdom of Ireland. However, in 1175 CE, CE means जिसको हम लोग AD, we call it AD. Okay, in 1175 CE, Ireland independence ended when its king accepted English King Henry II as his overlord. Okay, it was during the time of Henry II, the King of England, Ireland lost her independence. In 1798, Wolfe Tone, like that of William Wallace of Scotland, he was an Irish leader. He revolted against British dominance, but that ended in failure. Okay, in 1801, during the reign of English King George III, Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom. When King George III was the ruler at that time, during his reign, the whole Ireland was incorporated into the United Kingdom. Though Ireland got independence, but the people of Ireland did not remain silent like that of the people of Scotland. They started the national movement. They involved themselves in a very long uprisings and civil war, and finally the Ireland got independence in 1921. But at the same time, just before independence, Ireland was divided into two parts. Okay, Northern Ireland which is still under the dominion of British, and South Ireland, which became independent in the name of the Republic of Ireland. Okay, so Ireland, like that of India, the British divided Ireland into two parts. Okay, the southern part which became independent in the name of the Republic of Ireland, and Northern Ireland which remained under the dominion of Britain. And in this way we find that in all the states of United Kingdom, whether it is Scotland or Northern Ireland and Wales, we find the symbols of England, that is its flag, the national anthem and English language are actively promoted. Okay, in all these states. And this way, after incorporating all these three states, England transformed herself into a big and strong nation state. See, if you talk about England, it's a single nation. Britain, when England incorporated Wales, it became Britain. Great Britain, when England incorporated Wales and Scotland. England plus Wales plus Scotland is called as Great Britain. And United Kingdom. United Kingdom means England plus Wales plus Scotland plus Northern Ireland. Look at this map. Okay, England. Okay. Firstly, Wales was incorporated. Wales was followed by Scotland. Scotland was followed by the whole Ireland, and Ireland got independence, but still this part of Ireland, that is known as Northern Ireland, whose capital is Belfast, still under the control of England. It's still a part of United Kingdom. Thank you.